Looking stronger already.
What am I going to tell my uncle? His moon sugar, his guard, even my cat. All lost. Mother told me this was a bad idea. But did I listen? No. I had to come and see the place my Khajiit family came from. And could things go any worse? I lost my uncle's goods, the guard he sent with me. I even lost my cat. You don't know the half of it. For a Khajiit raised by orcs in Hrothgar, I always hoped to visit the land of my natural parents. But was I welcomed? No, I was robbed. My uncle trusted me. I was going to prove myself. Instead, I'm just a failure. We were taking my uncle's gourmet moon sugar to the market in Rimmen. We had just set up camp for the night when we were attacked. My cat Winks ran away. My guard, Maisie, chased after the thieves. I'm worried about them. Our camp isn't far from here, just over that rise and across the river. I looked, but I'm terrible at finding clues. Maybe you'll have better luck figuring out where the thieves went after they took my uncle's gourmet moon sugar. I worked up the courage to write to my Khajiit family. My uncle Hizikar answered. They said I was the best Khajiit trader in Hrothgar, and he invited me to help with a family business. I lied, but even I could see the quality of his moon sugar. I don't really remember. I was very young. My Khajiit parents were merchants heading to Orsinium when something happened. My parents died, and I was lost in the wilderness until my orc mother found me. Raised me to be a proper orc, too. Winks? Oh, she's a great cat. Curious, adventurous, brave. Except today, for some reason. She ran off at the first sign of trouble, and I haven't seen her since. I hope she's all right. That would be Maisie. She works for my uncle. Best caravan guard in the business. That's what Uncle Hizikar said. And I believe him. Maisie is fantastic. She's smart, funny, brave. She fought like an orc. Even chased after the thieves when they ran.
Useful. Hold on to that.
This is where it happened. One moment I was spending a nice evening with Maisie and Winks. The next, those tuskless bastards were upon us.
You know what that's good for? Ah, you'll figure it out.
This is where it happened. They came out of nowhere. I remember getting hit and knocked to the ground. When I recovered, Winks was gone. But I heard Maisie shouting. She was chasing after those tuskless thieves. I want to say 3, but it was dark and they came at us so fast. Had to be at least 3 to haul away my uncle's gourmet moon sugar. There could have been more. I hope for Maisie's sake it was only 3, though. I'm not an expert. I don't even like this stuff. But the purity of my uncle's moon sugar, well, it practically glows. He also adds herbs grown in the same fields to give it something extra. Anyway, look around and see if anything stands out. found my dagger. My brother Avreg gave it to me before I left Hrothgar. That sound. Did you hear that? Winks! What is it, Winks? What are you trying to tell us? Winks, can you take us to Maisie? Woohoo! Look at Winks go! Follow that cat! Smugglers. You did it, Winks. Good kitty. I knew Winks could do it. I asked her to find Maisie, and she led us right to this spot. Winks has never failed me before. She's an expert tracker, you know. My brother Avreg would use her to find me when I got turned around on a hunt. I want to rush down there and rescue Maisie, but I'd probably just make matters worse. I can't tell you how much I'd appreciate it. Besides, I'm still feeling a little discombobulated from the attack. I'm gonna take Winks and find a place to hide. We'll meet up with you when Maisie is safe and sound.
If you aren't a smuggler, this one would appreciate being set free.
Give him a fight.
Macy does not know what these bastards did with our moon sugar. Maybe you could look around while this one checks on her friend.
Resting up before I'm ready to fall over. That's new. You good? Of course you are. Building up a stash. Good thinking.
Macy cannot believe she allowed these stinky smugglers to ambush us and take our cargo. This one is never so negligent in her duties. But Jasim was so... Never mind that now. Did you find the stolen moon sugar? Let Macy see that. The note mentions that a third of the shipment is headed to Senchal, while the rest was taken to 2 drop points. One by the river north of the swamp, and another at an old farm. Too many places for Macy to cover by herself. He did. Jasim is not like other Khajiit. He is different. Macy will find Jasim and try to intercept the smuggler going to Sanchal. Could you go to the drop points and retrieve the rest of the stolen moon sugar?
Maisie! Winks and I were so worried. I see you met our friend.
This one is pleased to see you as well, Jasim. While your friend finds the stolen moon sugar, we must hurry to Sanchal.
I owe you a great debt for saving Maisie and finding Winks. Thank you so much, my friend. But what was that about Senchal and the stolen moon sugar? Is there still a chance to recover my uncle's goods? Well, that accounts for one of the portions. What about the other 2? My uncle could be ruined if he lost 2/3 of his harvest. Then I owe you even more, friend. Well, my time here has been one disaster after another. I think I want to stay in elsewhere and learn the family business. But if I lose the moon sugar, my uncle will disown me and send me back to Hrothgar. Don't be silly. I can visit them and write to them whenever I like. But this is a chance to get to know my Khajiit mother's family. To learn what it means to be Khajiit. And Maisie, well, she's really quite something, isn't she? I can't imagine that's true. She's so confident, so full of fire and steel. We're nothing alike. No, I think I'll keep those particular thoughts just between us, if you don't mind.
Despite all that occurred, Macy is glad she is on this run. Jasim has much to learn about being a merchant, but he's very interesting. This one is happy that the smugglers did not injure him too badly. Macy sees how Jasim worries, but Hizikar knows the perils of business. Jasim does not realize how much his uncle cares for him. He will be happy his nephew is safe, despite the moon sugar. Jasim does not realize a great many things. Really? Macy had hoped... But no. We took our eyes off the moon sugar, and look what happened. This one has a job to do. Macy has no time for romantic overtures. At least, not until we recover and deliver our cargo. While Hizikar may accept the loss of the moon sugar, this one still wants to do everything she can to recover the stolen shipment. As discussed, we will go after the portion headed to Sanchal. You check on the drop points.
Useful. Hold on to that.
Hey, over here. Could use a little help.
You could brew something nice with that. Got to be better than that to stop us. That's it?
Here we go.
Hey, over here. Needs a little help.
You should have run.
Good to get stocked up.
Now we're joining up with the Dragon Guard? Where's the sense in that?
The Order certainly proved themselves capable in Doomstone Keep, wouldn't you say?
But what about Senshal? Aren't we supposed to protect the city first and foremost?
While the rest of Elsewhere burns in Dragonfire? If you ask me, it's about time we took the fight to those beasts. What a good idea, Jasim. If we sell to merchants here in Senshal, we can turn a much faster profit for your uncle.
Oh, friend, we were so worried. You were gone so long, and we haven't been able to find the smuggler or the moon sugar bound for Senshal. Please tell me you had better luck. Even if you didn't, tell me anyway. I need some good news right now. Seriously? You aren't pulling my tusk, are you? No, of course not. Well, that is good news. Now, if only we knew where to find the last portion of the stolen moon sugar. Let me see that. Oh, this is terrible. If the smugglers go through with this plan, they'll ruin my uncle's reputation. No one will ever buy his gourmet moon sugar again. Oh, friend, could you go across the bay and recover the last of our cargo? If you can recover the last of the gourmet moon sugar, I have a plan that I think will impress my uncle and show him I am good for the family business. Well, once we recover the gourmet moon sugar, instead of incurring the expense of traveling all the way to Rimmen, we sell the cargo here. Maisie thinks it's a good plan. We may not get as much as in the big city, but we'll earn a fair price. Not yet. My uncle gave me a contact in Rimmen, but I don't know anyone here in Senshal. Luckily, Maisie has made plenty of runs for my uncle. She thinks she can introduce me to the right merchants here in town.
never a go loose. that to stop us.
Better luck next time. Oh, wait. Didn't think you could get any stronger.
I'm here, Mother. What do you want? Oh, sorry. I barely saw you there. Can I help you? Wait, where are my manners? Katina Garana, daughter to Consul Urnaria. Former consul, I should say. She passed recently. I'm rambling. Sorry. My head, it's just... I haven't been sleeping well. Honestly, no. Far from it. I find myself plagued by unsettling dreams. Every night since my mother died, my mind returns to this place. I see a man scribbling a letter. I hold my mother's necklace out to him. His eyes turn to me. Then I wake. I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that my mother has unfinished business in the Citadel. Something to do with her necklace and that man. Perhaps you could take the necklace inside for me? It's the key to this mystery. I know it. I can't tell you how grateful I am for your assistance. A woman in my position can't afford to fall asleep at state dinners. And my mother, she should be resting peacefully in Aetherius, not calling out for help from beyond the grave. It's an Imperial war college called the Topal Legionary Academy. Or it was, at any rate. Now the locals call it the Forsaken Citadel. Some of the Empire's greatest tacticians studied and taught here, my mother among them. The flu, the Nahatan flu, held this region in a vice grip for years, killing Khajiit by the thousands. According to my mother, the Commandant locked the academy gates and refused to let anyone in or out. But walls keep out soldiers, not plagues. Truthfully, no one knows. The gates never reopened, and Mother refused to speak about it. I can tell you this, though. Someone or something still patrols those halls. People say you can hear groans and howls at all hours. The undead, I fear. I can never recall the beginnings, but they always end the same. I'm standing outside the Citadel, just as we are now. Suddenly, I'm inside. I walk down a dank hallway that opens into a larger chamber. Then, I spot him at his writing desk. The man. Wary, troubled, certainly, consumed by some secret resentment. I approach to get a better look at him. His hand drifts to a stop. Without even thinking about it, I hold out my mother's necklace, urging him to take it, I suppose. No. His eyes flick upward to look at me. Tired, reddening eyes. Much like mine, in fact. We stare at each other for a moment. Then I wake in a cold sweat. I know it sounds simple, but there's an anguish there I can't even begin to describe. I am. Following in my mother's footsteps, I suppose. Or trying, at any rate. As I said before, she served as a consul before she passed, tending to the concerns of Imperial citizens and breaking bread with the Khajiit counselors in Senchal. She began her career as a legionary, believe it or not. She even taught here for a time. I suppose she just softened with age. Honestly, my mother rarely spoke of the time she spent here. I always got the sense she preferred to leave it in the past. Only at the end. She drifted in and out during her final days. In one of her last lucid moments, she placed the necklace in my hand and whispered, "Forgive." I thought she was asking for my forgiveness. Now I'm not so sure.
You could craft something nice with that.
I remember these halls. Once proud, now ruined. Oh, be God, please. Help me make things better. Seek out the library.
Stay ready.
A letter
Never
from
know
my
what else
beloved
might be
rests
headed
upon
our
a
way.
writing desk. My atonement begins there.
Who are you? What are you doing here? Have you come to plunder what remains of our academy? It matters little. Whatever indignities you plan to visit upon these halls will pale against the curse I put on them. I am Jano Invel, Imperial Battle Mage and Spellcraft Instructor. And yes, I wrote that letter. What is this about? After 20 years of imprisonment, I won't suffer idle conversation. Speak plainly or leave.
Garana? By the Eight. Yes. I recognize both the name and the locket. That piece of jewelry was to serve as the focus for a soul warding spell. We meant to use it to keep us safe from the flu. But then Honoria left, taking the necklace with her. I hesitate to hope, but yes. Yes, perhaps it could. After Honoria left with the locket, I attempted to craft new focuses. Totems made of Honoria's treasured objects. All 3 attempts failed, and the result... well, look around. That locket should guide you to other totems bound to the same spell. You must destroy those corrupted totems. They bind our souls to the failed warding ritual. Once they're destroyed, return to me with the locket. Then I can mend what's broken. The warding spell makes them nearly impossible to break through conventional means, but the presence of the locket will make the spell unstable. Hold the necklace near the totem, and it should collapse into arcane vapor. This is spellcraft, not mathematics. Should is the best a battle mage can offer in terms of assurances. You will think less of me for having used it. The ritual binds souls, much like a soul gem. Unlike a soul gem, it also binds flesh. So long as the focus of the ritual remains intact, the bodies and souls of those touched by the spell remain as well. Spells that affect the soul always carry risk. My love, my partner, Honoria, seemed certain that the locket would serve as a potent focus. I gave it to her, you see. It belonged to my mother, and her mother, and so on. It carries emotional potency. The warding ritual relies upon strong bonds, bonds between people. Our fondness for one another, and our shared relationship with the locket made it the perfect focus. But then, she left. Yes, a totem of comparable value. I tried to use items precious to her, things she'd abandoned, but none of the items carried the necklace's weight. The bonds proved too weak. Each time I cast the ritual, the curse grew more severe. Not immediately. One by one, they fell to the flu. The spell proved too weak to protect their flesh, but too strong to let it pass. Now their souls and corpses remain, tortured. She had doubts, certainly. We all did. But at a certain point, it seems she lost faith in the ritual completely. I was furious at first. I even called for her to be arrested on charges of desertion. Or would have, had I sent that letter. No great surprise there. That was the longest, most agonizing night of my life. I never sent the letter, though. I didn't have the heart to.
Jano was so desperate to save these people, and I let him down. I let them all down. That's why I must make this right. Still, Jano doesn't know why I left. Why I had to protect the very thing that was more important than even myself. If only I would have told him.
know you always valued your privacy, Honoria. Maybe this will be enough. Your worries, your joys, your secret desires. Another legionary fell ill today. It has to be enough.
My diary wasn't enough. If he had just read it, he would have known why I left. For once, Jano, I wish you would have cried.
I could still do this, with or without Honoria. I just need objects she treasured. She polished this sword once a fortnight. It will work. It has to.
He worked so hard, but he forgot a critical point. The item had to bind us together. The two of us. Gods, I am so sorry, Jano.
Stay ready. Never know what else might be headed our way.
Honoria. Honoria and her damn toys. Did you clutch this as a child? I have to try. Damn you for leaving me, Honoria. Damn you!
I sewed that doll with my own hands. A gift for her child. For Jano's child. He never suspected that I bore his daughter in my womb. Too busy. Always too busy. The ritual. The soul binding. I couldn't risk the life of our child on a spell like that. So I left. Damn my cowardice. I left without saying goodbye. But now, we can make things right.
You good? Of course you are.
Do you have any questions before we try this? Thank the Eight you're back. Did you destroy all 3 totems? I pray you did. I already feel the binding ward loosening. If we dispel the magics on the locket, our souls should find peace at last. Drop the locket into the flame. My grip on the Mundus is weak at best, but I managed to conjure this fire while you were away. It should burn away any arcane energies still clinging to the necklace. Once those magics dissipate, Aetherius awaits. She knows what breaking the curse requires. Whatever happens, I trust she's prepared. Place the locket in the flame, my friend. Please.
Thank the Eight, it worked.
Honoria, is it really you?
Katina chooses her allies well. That's my clever girl. Finally, our spirits can rest. Finally. Now, I try to reconcile with the man I betrayed. I will try to contact Katina one last time before we drift to Aetherius. But if I can't, tell her I love her. More than anything. I'm sorry I caused her such distress. Tell her the truth. Her father wanted to save everyone despite the risks. I wanted to keep her safe. Jano and I both made mistakes. Pride and stubbornness. Cowardice and heartache. But now, we can make things right. We can find peace. Flesh always proves sluggish and stubborn. These corpses may wander these halls for a while longer, but I assure you, their souls are free of the curse and will find their way to Aetherius very soon. I'm sorry I left you when you needed me, my love. It was cowardly. But there's something I must tell you. The reason I fled.
What possible reason could you have? We could have saved these people, Honoria. Why? Why did you leave me?
Come with me, Jano. Let me show you before we fade away.
Thank the Eight. You're back. What did you discover? Is my mother's soul at rest? What a relief. On both counts. Did you discover the cause of her distress? What troubled her? And that spell became a curse. The curse that's afflicted the Academy these 20 years. Of course. But I don't understand. Why would Mother leave this man in his hour of need? The woman I knew would never abandon a friend. My father? But how? I'll need some time to process all this. I can't believe she bore the weight of this all these years. In any event, thank you for helping her. I hope the two of them find a way to reconcile in Aetherius. Her and my father. I should really get some sleep, but with all that's happened, I don't know how I could manage it. Secrets from my mother's past, a father I never knew. It's a lot to take in. In any event, thank you so much for all your efforts. Eight bless you.
Honoria. Who is this?
This is your daughter, Jano. Katina. This is why I left. The ritual posed too high a risk for an unborn child. I tried to tell you so many times, but you were so busy and I was a coward.
Katina. I had no idea. She has your eyes, Honoria.
And your stubbornness, my love. Which is why I knew she would find a way to help us. I should have told you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for showing her to me. I only wish I had more time.
I think I'll rest here a moment before I head back to Central. It's the first rest I've had in weeks. It really is something, isn't it? The Citadel. You don't see grand imperial edifices like this outside of Cyrodiil very often. Perhaps we can reclaim it. If we manage to rid it of undead, we might rebuild. Learn its history. That would make my parents proud. I know it.
Good eye.
This one's uncle will finalize the ongoing contract. This exclusive arrangement for our gourmet moonsugar will benefit us all.
This one is pleased. We look forward to being the only distributor of your gourmet moonsugar in all of Palatine.
You did it, Jassim.
Look at that! I actually negotiated a profitable contract for my uncle. But what of you, my friend? Were you able to secure the last of the stolen moonsugar? What an eventful day! I lost my cat, my uncle's moonsugar, even my, guard. But thanks to you, everyone is safe and sound. And we even made a deal for my uncle's gourmet moonsugar. What began as a nightmare has become a dream come true. I think I'm a child of two places, Hrothgar and elsewhere. I don't think I can be truly happy staying in just one of them. But I've got another idea. Jassim and Winks are gonna become the traitors they always knew they could be. I'm gonna ask my uncle to let Maisie and me open a trade route between Orsinium and Sensual. If Maisie is willing, of course. Here, friend, for all your help. Thanks.
Nephew, this one came as soon as he got the message from Maisie.
Uncle, we sold your moon sugar and negotiated an exclusive trade agreement.
This one sent you to Rimin and you wind up in Senchal expanding our business? Izikar is impressed.
Uncle, I want to talk to you about another opportunity.
You did well, Jasim. This one wants to hear all about your ideas for the business.
Thanks to you, everything turned out better than I ever expected. You helped me show Maisie and Uncle Hizikar my true worth. Not as a son of Elsewhere or Rothgar, but as a little of both. And Wink says thank you too. With Maisie and Winks at my side, I think I can do anything. She really is quite amazing. Well, I'm hoping she'll agree to something a little more permanent. I want her to see where I grew up, meet my Hearth mother and my Orc brother. Then, well, then we'll see.
Maisie wrote about a stranger that helped her and my nephew recover this one stolen moon sugar. Izikar assumes that was you? That is good to hear. This one was so pleased to hear that his sister's child survived. Izikar plans to make Jasim an integral member of the family business. Our gourmet moon sugar is the best in all of southern Elsewhere. This one hates to lose a good caravan guard, but would love to gain a new daughter. Do not be surprised. Izikar has seen how the two of them look at each other. This one also likes the business to succeed, so yes, let Jasim try. Let him succeed.
Jasim has big plans. We spoke of them as we walked around Sunshell and waited to meet with those merchants. It was a nice walk. Oh, very much so. Maisie would like to help Jasim understand the ways of the Khajiit. And she would very much like Jasim to show her the ways of the orcs. This one just hopes that the merchant life is as exciting as the life of a caravan guard. You think so? Perhaps you are right. Winks will probably run away again, if nothing else. Perhaps Maisie should look into getting her a tiny leash, yes?